Have you ever had one of those mornings? You wake up, swing your feet over the edge of the bed, and that first step sends a little jolt through your knee. Maybe you find yourself planning your route through the grocery store based on where you can lean on the cart. Or perhaps you've started saying no to a walk with friends, not because you don't want to go, but because you're just not sure your knees will cooperate. If that sounds familiar, I want you to know something right now. What you're feeling is not an inevitable symptom of aging. It doesn't have to be your new normal. And today, we're going to talk about a profoundly simple, gentle approach that's changing lives. It comes from a remarkable man in Japan, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who practiced medicine until he was 105 years old. He believed that mobility is the cornerstone of longevity and joy, and he championed just 5 essential exercises to keep the knees and the person attached to them strong, supple, and pain-free for decades. So, make yourself a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's explore this gentle path together. I think you're going to feel very hopeful. Before we dive into the exercises themselves, let's talk about why this matters so much, especially for us here in the States. We live in a culture that often tells us to either push through pain or, when something hurts, to stop moving altogether. For our knees, both of those ideas can lead us down the wrong path. Dr. Hinohara's philosophy was different. He saw the body as a masterpiece of use-it-or-lose-it engineering. The knee isn't just a hinge, it's a complex, beautiful system of bones, cartilage, ligaments, and fluid. And like a well-tended garden, it thrives with gentle, consistent care. The goal isn't to run a marathon tomorrow if you're in pain today. The goal is to nourish the joint, to remind the muscles that support it of their important job, and to restore ease of movement. This isn't about intense, sweaty workouts. This is about mindful, daily movement that whispers to your body, "I've got you. Let's stay strong." Think of it like this. Many of us are quick to get an oil change for our car to keep it running smoothly. These exercises are like that preventative maintenance for your knees. They help circulate the joint's natural lubricating fluid, they strengthen the shock absorbers around the knee, and they improve balance to prevent those little stumbles that can cause injury. This is the gentle, authoritative wisdom we're going to apply today. Now, let's walk through Dr. Hinohara's 5 essential exercises. I'll explain each one, why it's so beneficial for us who are 50 and beyond, and exactly how you can do it safely at home. Remember, listen to your body. A mild stretching sensation is good. Sharp pain is a sign to ease up. Consistency with kindness is your key. Exercise 1. The heel slide. Let's begin with the gentlest movement of all. This first one is so easy you can even do it in bed. And honestly, that's exactly why it works so well. Before we ask your knees to carry your body weight, before we stand, walk, or climb stairs, we want to warm the joint up first. Think of it like warming up your car on a cold morning. You wouldn't just start the engine and slam the gas. Your knees deserve that same kindness. So we start lying down where there's no pressure at all on the joint. This movement is called the heel slide. It may look simple, almost too simple, but don't let that fool you. This one is powerful. Because what it really does is remind your knee how to move properly again. Here's something most people don't realize. When your knees feel stiff or sore, you naturally start protecting them. You take smaller steps, you bend less, you move carefully. And over time, your joint almost forgets its full range of motion. It's like a door hinge that hasn't been opened all the way in years. It gets tight, dry, stubborn. The heel slide is like gently oiling that hinge. No force, no strain, just smooth movement. All right, here's exactly how to do it. Lie down on your back on a comfortable surface. A carpet, a rug, or a yoga mat works great. If you're on your bed, that's fine too. Let your body relax. Bend both knees so your feet are flat on the floor or mattress. Rest your arms at your sides. Take a slow breath. There's no rush here. Now, slowly slide the heel of one foot along the surface toward you. Just glide it. As your heel moves closer, your knee will naturally bend. Bring it in as far as feels comfortable, not as far as possible. That part's important. We're not chasing a stretch, we're inviting the joint to move. You should feel a gentle bend, maybe a mild stretch, but absolutely no sharp pain. If it hurts, you've gone too far. Ease back. Then slowly slide your heel back down until your leg is straight again, smooth and controlled, almost like you're moving through thick honey. No jerking, no snapping. Nice and easy. That's one repetition. Now repeat it. Slowly in, slowly out. As you move, try to relax your shoulders and jaw. Breathe naturally. Some people like to imagine warm oil flowing through the knee or space opening up inside the joint. It sounds simple, but it helps your body relax, and relaxed muscles move better. Aim for about 10 slow repetitions on one leg. Then, switch to the other side. If one knee feels tighter than the other, that's completely normal. Don't force it to match. Let each leg move at its own pace. And here's the beautiful part about this exercise. You can do it first thing in the morning, before you even get out of bed, before your feet touch the floor. Instead of standing up with stiff, cranky knees, you warm them up first. Many people tell me this one habit alone makes their mornings feel completely different. Less stiffness, less limping, less ouch when standing. It's such a small thing, but small things done daily, that's what changes your body. So take your time with this one. Be gentle. Think smooth, slow, easy. We're not exercising. We're waking the knees up, and that's the perfect place to start. Exercise 2. The seated leg raise. Now that your knees are warmed up and moving a little more freely, let's come up to a seated position. Nothing complicated, just a sturdy chair. Because this next movement focuses on something incredibly important, and honestly, something most people over 50 don't pay enough attention to. Your thigh muscles, specifically the big muscles on the front of your legs, the quadriceps. Now don't worry about the fancy name, just think of them as your knee's best friends, or better yet, your knee's bodyguards. Here's the thing, your knees are actually pretty small joints compared to the rest of your leg. They're not built to handle life all by themselves. They rely on the muscles around them for support. And the quadriceps do most of that work. When these muscles are strong, they act like a natural brace. They absorb shock when you walk. They steady you when you stand up. They protect your knee every time you climb stairs or step off a curb. But when they're weak, your knee has to take all that pressure alone, and that's when pain starts creeping in. I've seen this so many times. Someone says, "My knees are getting old." But really, their muscles just got lazy. And the good news, muscles can wake back up at any age, even 60, even 70, even 80. They just need a gentle reminder. That's exactly what this exercise does. All right, let's set up. Find a firm, steady chair, something solid, not a soft couch where you sink down. Sit near the front edge so your feet are flat on the floor. Sit nice and tall. Imagine a string gently pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling. Relax your shoulders. Rest your hands on your thighs or the sides of the chair. Take a breath. Now, slowly extend one leg out in front of you. Just lift your foot and straighten your knee. Nice and controlled. No kicking, no swinging. Just a smooth lift. As your leg straightens, you'll feel the front of your thigh tighten. That's your quadriceps turning on. That's exactly what we want. Straighten as much as you comfortably can, but don't lock the knee hard. keep it soft and safe. Now hold it there. 3, 4, 5 seconds. While you hold, imagine gently pressing the back of your knee downward, like you're flattening it. You should really feel that muscle working. Then, slowly lower your foot back to the floor. Nice and easy. No dropping. That's 1 repetition. And you might already feel it a little. That's normal. It means the muscle is waking up. Let's do it again. Lift, slow and steady. Hold, breathe, lower. If you rush, the muscle doesn't fully engage. But when you move slowly, that's where the strength builds. Aim for about 10 to 15 repetitions on one leg, then switch to the other. And don't worry if one side feels weaker or shakier. Almost everyone has one lazy leg. That's completely normal. Just work both sides gently and evenly. Over time, they balance out. Now, if after a few weeks this starts feeling too easy, you can add a small challenge, maybe a light ankle weight, or even just holding the leg up a second or two longer. But honestly, for most people, just lifting and holding their own leg weight is more than enough. Simple works. Always remember that. You don't need fancy equipment to rebuild strength. Consistency beats intensity every time. This is actually one of my favorite exercises to do while watching TV or talking on the phone. It doesn't feel like a workout. It just feels like movement. And that's the sweet spot. By the time you finish both legs, your thighs should feel warm, maybe a little tired. That's a good sign, because strong thighs mean happy knees, and happy knees mean easier days. All right, now that we've loosened the joint and started building strength, let's move on to the next piece most people forget about, your hips. And trust me, this one might surprise you. Exercise 3, the standing calf raise. All right. Now that we've warmed up the knees and strengthened the thighs a bit, let's gently come to a standing position. Take your time getting up, no rushing. If you need the chair or the armrest, use it. There's no prize for speed here. We're focusing on safe, steady movement because this next exercise is done standing, and it's a quiet little powerhouse. It may not look like much at first, but it helps with 3 things seniors care about more than anything else: stronger legs, better balance, and fewer falls. And honestly, those 3 things can change your whole quality of life. This movement is the standing calf raise. Now, most people think knee pain is only about the knees, but here's something interesting. Your calves and ankles play a huge role in how your knees feel. Think of your legs like a team. If one player is weak, the others have to work overtime. Your calves are like the support crew for every step you take. When you walk upstairs, when you step off a curb, when you stand up from a low chair, your calves quietly push your body upward and forward. If they're weak, everything feels heavier. Your knees end up taking more strain. But when your calves are strong, walking feels lighter, more stable, more secure. You feel less wobbly, and that confidence alone makes a big difference. All right, let's set up. Stand behind a sturdy chair or near a kitchen counter, something solid you can hold on to. Safety always comes first. Place both hands lightly on the chair back or countertop, not gripping hard, just enough to steady yourself. Stand tall, feet about hip-width apart, toes pointing forward. Relax your shoulders. Take a slow breath. Now here's the movement. Slowly lift your heels off the floor. Rise up onto the balls of your feet. Nice and easy. Imagine you're trying to make yourself just a little taller. As you lift, you'll feel your calf muscles tighten and engage. You might also feel a gentle stretch along the back of your ankle. That's your Achilles tendon waking up. That's good. That's healthy. Go up only as high as feels comfortable. No straining, no wobbling. When you reach the top, pause for just a second. Hold it. Feel those muscles working. Then slowly lower your heels back down to the floor. Even slower on the way down. That part's important. Most of the strength actually builds during the lowering phase. So think slow up, slower down. Control is everything, not speed. Let's try that again. Lift, steady and smooth. Pause, then lower, gently, like you're setting your heels down on thin ice and don't want to crack it. That's one repetition. Aim for about 10 to 15 slow reps. If your legs start to shake a little, that's okay. That's just your muscles learning and getting stronger. And if both feet feel too easy after a few weeks, you can try lifting just one heel at a time, but only if you feel safe and stable.
No need to rush into that. Now, here's something really interesting. This exercise doesn't just build strength, it improves something called body awareness. Basically, your brain's sense of where your feet and legs are in space. And that awareness is huge for preventing falls. It's what helps you catch yourself if you trip. It's what keeps you steady on uneven ground. So while it may look like you're just lifting your heels, you're actually training your balance system too. Pretty amazing for such a small movement. I remember a gentleman in his early 70s telling me that after a few weeks of doing these, he noticed something simple but powerful. He said, "I don't feel shaky in the kitchen anymore." That's the goal. Not athletic, not extreme, just steady and confident. Because steady means independence, and independence means freedom. All right, we've warmed up the joint, strengthened the thighs, and now activated the lower legs. Next, we're going to focus on something that surprises a lot of people, your hips. Because believe it or not, tight or weak hips can be one of the biggest hidden causes of knee pain. Let's talk about that next.
Exercise 4, the gentle wall sit or wall lean. All right, now we're going to try something a little different. And don't worry, when you hear the name, you might think, oh no, that sounds hard. But stay with me, because this is not the tough gym-style wall sit you may have seen younger people do. We're not athletes training for a marathon here. We're simply building quiet strength for everyday life. There's a big difference. This version is gentle, safe, controlled. I like to call it the wall lean. And honestly, it's one of the best ways to build endurance in your legs without putting extra stress on your knees. Here's what I mean. Most daily activities aren't quick bursts of strength. They're slow, steady holds. Standing in the kitchen cooking dinner, waiting in line at the store, brushing your teeth, folding laundry. You're not moving much, but your leg muscles are working the whole time to keep you upright. If those muscles tire easily, your knees start aching, your back starts complaining, and you just feel worn out faster than you should. So instead of training for power,
We train for staying power. That's what this exercise does beautifully. It teaches your legs how to support you longer, without strain. All right, let's set it up. Find a clear wall in your home. Nothing behind you, no pictures or shelves, just a flat, safe space. Stand with your back gently against the wall, your head, shoulders, and hips touching it. Now take a couple of small steps forward, about 1 to 2 feet out. Feet hip-width apart, toes pointing straight ahead. Relax your arms by your sides or rest your hands lightly on your thighs. Take a slow breath. Now, here's the key part. Slowly slide your back down the wall just a few inches. Not far, not low, just a tiny slide, maybe 4 or 5 inches. That's it. You should feel your thighs turn on, like they're gently working. But here's the rule. Absolutely no knee pain. Let me say that again. No pain. If you feel pressure or discomfort in the knee joint itself, slide back up a bit. This isn't about how low you go. It's about finding that sweet spot where your muscles are working, but your knees feel safe. We're not trying to make a perfect 90-degree chair shape like athletes do. We're simply leaning. Comfortable, sustainable, easy. Once you find that spot, hold it. Just stay there. Breathe normally. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Let your shoulders relax. Feel your feet pressing into the floor. Feel your back supported by the wall. Your thighs will start to warm up, maybe even tremble a little. That's okay. That's your muscles waking up and getting stronger. Start with just 10 seconds, maybe 15. If you feel good, try 20. There's no rush to go longer. Slow progress is better than pushing too hard. When you're ready to come up, gently press through your heels and slide your back up the wall. Nice and easy. Stand tall again. Rest for a moment. That's one set.
You might notice your legs feel warm or slightly tired. That's perfect. That's strength building. Try 2 or 3 sets total. Rest in between, maybe shake out your legs. Take a sip of water. And here's what I love about this exercise. It trains the exact muscles you use when you're standing still for a while. So after a few weeks, you may notice something interesting. You're cooking dinner and your legs don't feel tired. You're waiting in line and you're not shifting side to side trying to get comfortable. You just feel steady, solid, supported. It's one of those quiet improvements that sneaks up on you. Nothing dramatic, just life feeling easier. And honestly, that's what we want. Not extreme workouts, just strength that helps you live your day comfortably. All right, we've worked on mobility, strength, balance, and endurance. Now let's finish with something gentle and flowing that brings everything together. Something that helps your knees move naturally in real life. Let's talk about that next.
Exercise 5, the ankle alphabet. All right, we've made it to the final exercise. And this one usually gets a smile, because when people first see it, they think, really? That's it? It almost feels too simple to matter. But here's the funny thing. Sometimes the smallest movements create the biggest changes. This one is a bit of a hidden gem, a quiet little secret, and it was actually one of Dr. Hinohara's favorites, because he believed something very strongly. Everything in the body is connected. Not just a little connected, completely connected. Your knees don't work alone. They depend on your hips above and your ankles below. So if your ankles are stiff or weak, guess who has to pick up the extra work? Your knees. Think about it like this. When you walk, your foot is supposed to roll smoothly from heel to toe. But if your ankle barely moves, your body has to twist somewhere else to keep going.
That twist often shows up right in the knee joint. And over thousands of steps a day, that extra strain adds up. Pain, tightness, fatigue. So by simply loosening and waking up your ankles, you actually make walking easier on your knees. Pretty amazing, right? And the best part? You can do this sitting down. No standing, no pressure, just gentle movement. All right, let's get comfortable. Sit in your chair again, feet flat on the floor. Sit tall but relaxed. Now lift one foot just slightly off the ground, just enough so it can move freely. You don't need to lift it high. An inch or two is plenty. Let your thigh stay relaxed. The movement comes only from your ankle. Now here's where it gets fun. Imagine your big toe is a pencil and you're about to write the alphabet in the air. Slowly, deliberately, start with the letter A.
Trace a big capital A using your foot. Nice and slow. Then B. Then C. Take your time. There's no race. In fact, the slower you go, the better it works. As you draw each letter, you'll feel tiny movements happening all around your ankle. Front, back, side to side, little circles. Muscles you forgot you even had will start waking up. Tendons begin to glide. Stiffness melts away. It's almost like giving your ankle a gentle massage from the inside.
And here's something I love about this exercise. It keeps your brain engaged, too. You're not just mindlessly moving, you're thinking, tracing, focusing. That mind-body connection actually improves coordination and balance, which, as we get older, is incredibly important. I had a neighbor in his late 60s who used to do this while watching the evening news. Every commercial break, he'd write a few letters. He joked that he hadn't practiced his ABCs in 60 years, but after a couple weeks, he told me something interesting. He said walking felt smoother, less clunky, like his feet were landing softer. That's exactly what we want, because when your foot meets the ground smoothly, your knee doesn't get jarred, and when your knee doesn't get jarred, pain slowly fades. So go all the way from A to Z. Make each letter as big and fluid as your ankle comfortably allows. Don't force it. If some letters feel wobbly or small, that's okay. That's just your ankle saying, hey, I'm a little rusty. And that's exactly why we're doing this. Once you finish the alphabet, gently set that foot down. Shake it out if you want. Then lift the other foot and repeat. Same slow pace, same easy breathing. By the time you're done, your ankles should feel warm and loose, almost lighter. And you might be surprised how much freer your whole lower leg feels. Such a tiny movement, but it makes a world of difference in how you walk, stand, and move through your day. And that's how this routine works. Nothing extreme, nothing painful, just small, smart movements that help your body remember how it was designed to move. Let's take a quiet moment to recap these 5 gentle gifts from a long, well-lived life. First, the heel slide to remind your knee of its smooth, full motion. Second, the seated leg raise to strengthen your knee's chief protector, the quadriceps. Third, the standing calf raise to build a foundation of strength and balance. Fourth, the gentle wall lean to build endurance safely. And fifth, the ankle alphabet to ensure every step you take is well supported from the ground up. This isn't a quick fix. This is a lifelong practice of kindness to your body. Imagine weaving just 10 to 15 minutes of these movements into your day. Maybe you do the seated exercises while watching the evening news, and the standing ones while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. This is how you reclaim not just your knees, but your freedom. The freedom to say yes to a walk in the park, to play with your grandkids on the floor, to travel and explore without that constant nagging worry. You are not just managing pain, you are actively investing in your own vitality, your independence, and your joy. That is a powerful thing. If this gentle approach resonated with you, if it made you feel hopeful about moving with more ease, then I have a small request. Consider subscribing to this channel and clicking the like button. It helps me know that this is the kind of supportive, practical content you want more of. I'm here to share simple, science-backed tips to help you stay strong, healthy, and happy at any age. In the comments below, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 exercises felt the best for you today? Or what's one small activity you're looking forward to doing with more comfort? Our community here is a wonderful place to share encouragement. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today, investing in your well-being. Remember, be consistent, be gentle, and be proud of every small step you take. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take good care.